What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today. XCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. We've done it. We've done it. I think we've done it, my friends. 1.65 cents today, the 30th of May. We hit the low. I think it's in. I very much do believe it's in. If we're looking at this here, this is an expected area that we've had at least over the past couple of days now. Down to the 786, 886 area. I was thinking we might find support right at the 786, but who cares? Wicked a little bit through it. Who cares? Whatever. It's a low market cap coin. This kind of stuff happens. And oftentimes XCN does like to finish off its lows with a bang, but we're recovering right now. This, I think, is the beginning of what will be a very large move to the upside. You're at 1.75 cents now. And understand, guys, things are just getting started. We're only heating up from here, and I think things are about to go ballistic. We're going to see some prices that are going to be fantastic in a very, very short amount of time. I think it's weeks away, maybe 2 weeks at the most, that we will see 5.5 to 6 cents, something in that kind of area here. When this thing breaks out, it moves very, very fast, right? You can see here, whenever you broke out, 3 days to get up there. Whenever you broke out here, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks to get here, right? You consolidated for 4 days, and then you moved up 1, 2, 3 days, 4 days later, boom, you're all the way up here. This thing, when it moves very, very fast, even in these smaller kind of phases. Here it's a different world, right? OnyxCoin is likely on its way to riches and glory. From a high to a low, the expectation is to go all the way up to about 26 to 32 cents, right? We've made sense out of that plenty of times. I want to talk about the short-term stuff before we get into that long-term stuff again, and then we'll wrap this video up. Okay, so looking at the 1 hour time frame here, looking at the RSI, you've gone down, you formed bullish divergence in the oversold zone. Pay attention, right? Bullish divergence is oftentimes much more respected in the oversold zone than it is out of the oversold zone. Yes, you had a higher low here in your RSI. Did you have a higher low in the price as well? You did not. You had a lower low here. You had bullish divergence, but see how insignificant it was? Look at this bullish divergence. Same. It looks the same, right? It basically looks the same. Very, very not that diverged from each other, right? But the reaction's different because you're from the oversold area. Getting oversold like this consistently and forming bullish divergence oftentimes does give you a larger move. So here we are. I'm just saying that because if you get any kind of form of bullish divergence, just because it looks like bullish divergence doesn't mean that it's going to perform as well as you think it will. If it's outside of the oversold zone, especially so. If it's in the oversold zone, that's where the real divergences are formed. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, you look like you want to go up, man. I mean, you had a downtrend here. You're in a downtrend right now. Oftentimes you end these downtrends in the oversold zone with divergence. It's perfect. It's a story. It's storybook ready. We've got higher highs coming in here. I think we're going to move up and see some crazy price today. This is the 1 hour time frame. So it's happening today. Today's going to be a green day, yeah? It is a green day already. 4 hour time frame, nice wick to the downside. Got a nice wick there. If we're looking at this on the RSI, a little bit of a, I wouldn't call that a double bottom, but a little lower low there. That's fine. Lower low here, that's fine. In the area that you'd expect to find support, right? Lower trend, lower lows, lower highs. Oftentimes these end in the oversold zone. You're there now. You'll probably work your way up over time and go up. Just because I think today's going to be a green day and I think that we are on our way higher doesn't mean that we have to start at Mach 7 right now. It doesn't mean that by the end of today we're through the roof, right? It could take a few days still and maybe even a week or so to kind of configure ourselves, right? But once we get up here, once we've configured ourselves, when we rip, whenever we do break out of this trend, when we rip, it's going to be glorious. It will take like 3 days, 6 days, less than a week's time to move from roughly like 2 cents up to 5.5 cents, if not higher, right? That's the expectation. Inevitably, we will go to 26 cents, 32 cents, something like that or higher. This daily RSI rejecting the overbought zone all the way back down at the 40. This is nice. That's what you did last time. You're at the exact same area that you found support. You found a bunch of resistance back here. You found support here. It makes all the sense in the world that you'd find support right here. 3-day RSI right at the 50. Higher lows, lower lows in the RSI. That's hidden bullish divergence, marks continuation. You've kind of got a bull flag on your 3-day time frame here, and you're probably going to break out and see some fantastic behavior in the overbought zone. The last 2 times we got overbought on the 3-day time frame resulted in immaculate growth both times, right? This is not nearly comparable to this, but don't get me wrong, man. From a low to a high, you went up 225% from the beginning of November to the beginning of December in a month's time. That's phenomenal. What, in a month's time, 225%? You too good for that? Getting overbought the last 2 times. At a minimum, that's what it resulted in, right? And in a month's time, I don't think we're going to move up in a month's time. I think we're going to see, I mean, with this bull flag that we're in right now, we're going to see probably a very, very fast snap to the upside is what my expectation would be. Instead of a month, maybe a week. You know what I mean? It's going to be very, very short. Weekly RSI here, very bullish. Very, very bullish, consolidating in this area, right? Absolutely it is. I don't like that you're rejecting the 60, but that's fine. You do have lower lows in the weekly RSI, maintaining higher lows in the price. Oh, no, I guess you don't. You will have higher lows if you move up, and I think you will move up higher. So that's hidden bullish divergence as well. And I think this thing's just ready to rip, man. It really, really, really is. I want to do XCN compared to BTC, and then we'll finish this up, right? Because some people seem to really appreciate that. I know that there's a lot of you who have seen this a bunch of times, but some people seem to really, really geek over this. And I'm going to do it the same way that I normally do it. I won't just run through it. I'll try to make sense out of it the best way that I can, right? If you're looking through this to the downside here, OnyxCoin, this is XCN to BTC. OnyxCoin priced in dollars is worth 1.7 cents. Price versus Bitcoin is worth 60165 Bitcoins, right? It's a lot. It's different, but it's similar, but it's a different chart and it tells a different story. Charts, if you don't know how to read them, even if you do know how to read them, let's just go over this. Whenever you make a move down, whenever you start to recover and you expect to move up and retrace, there will be points where you stop and you find resistance along the way, right? You don't make these points at just any kind of random place. You wouldn't stop here in a random area. You'd likely stop here where you consolidated for about a month. You kind of move sideways, scooped up. You're in this zone for like 6 weeks here, and then you move down. The only place that you stopped throughout this whole range was right here. You actually had a stop that was more than like a week or two, was right there. And make no mistake, where you stopped on this run, whenever you broke out and you decided, I'm done with this downtrend, we're going to be bullish now. It's bull o'clock, baby. Right here at the high, oh, it was very, very close. Almost there, almost perfect. Right there at the high, make no mistake, that was right at the low of the only area that you found significance on this way down. Okay? Where are we going to go to next, you might wonder. I wonder, / don't wonder, that we will go to the lower ends of our most notable range. From here, from this move down, where do we stop? The most notable area to stop primarily. The next area, most notable, would be up here. So versus BTC, we're assuming that OnyxCoin will likely move in a fashion that'll take you up here. We can also assume that we can derive that from this bull flag that you're in, this very massive, fantastic, beautiful bull flag. Maybe you're still in it. Maybe you broke out of it already and you're waiting to see the rest of your move. I don't know. But from a high to a low here, if this is a bull flag, that measure move just so happens to take you right there, right to the base of this area. That makes perfect sense to go to, right? So if we take a calculation of what that price versus Bitcoin would be and apply it to what the price of Bitcoin would be, we get what the price of OnyxCoin should be expected. And we've already told you through the way of the fibs from a high to a low here, the Fibonacci ratio, Fibonacci retracement and extensions. The ratio is here at the 1886. The 200 is technically not a fib. It's just an area. I've identified that oftentimes when you interact with the 1886, kind of like the golden ratio here, you have like a zone. Here you have like a zone. It's not like a direct line in the sand. But anyways, this is the area that we've identified, 26 to 32 cents by way of the fibs. A lot of cryptos have been respecting their 1886 200 lately, and I'm thinking OnyxCoin will as well. But we derive this area not just from the fibs, but from the BTC price, right? So OnyxCoin to BTC, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 187. Google calculator, 5 zeros, 187. 187, okay? That's the price versus Bitcoin. Now, we have to multiply it by the price of Bitcoin. Well, at $106,000, which Bitcoin, not a financial advisor, but by the time OnyxCoin moves up this much versus Bitcoin, Bitcoin will not be worth $106,000. No, sir. But if it was, right, if OnyxCoin versus Bitcoin's moving up to here, BTC is also going to be moving up, because there's no way that Bitcoin and OnyxCoin, I'm sorry I'm jumping all over the place, there's no way that Bitcoin drops and OnyxCoin drops, but OnyxCoin drops at less of a pace. That's not what's going to happen. So if this moves up, likely Bitcoin will move up, OnyxCoin will move up as well. Where's OnyxCoin going to be whenever Bitcoin moves up? We're going to get to that. But first, at this price of $106,000, what would OnyxCoin's price be if it reaches this level, right? Because Bitcoin's only going to grow from here. That's a 20-cent price. It's a 20-cent price. Do you understand me? Do you understand? XCN USD right here at 1.7 cents is going to break above 20 cents. It's going to happen. For sure is going to happen. 11x thing, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I say for sure it's going to happen because I'm confident in it. Let's redact that. Nobody knows the future. I could be wrong, and I might be wearing my ass for a hat in about a month's time. Who knows? But the data is rather suggestive that we have a very strong probability of not just going to 20 cents, but above it. Because why do we think it's going to go above it? If OnyxCoin versus BTC is here, and Bitcoin's at 106,000 right now, and that's the price we get, that's wrong. Because when XCN moves up, when XCN to BTC moves up here, Bitcoin itself is also going to move higher. So where's Bitcoin's price going to be? Now we're getting to the real question, right? High to low. My expectation is that Bitcoin is probably all the way up here at about $180,000 to $170,000 by the end of June, early July. I think that we're on a warpath up that area. Yes, I do. I've made plenty of sense out of it. I'm not going to go over it here, but I'm very convinced that we go there. Who cares what I'm convinced on? Let's be pessimistic. Let's hurt my feelings. Okay, let's say we only go to the golden ratio. I highly doubt that by the end of June, sometime in July, we're only here. But let's say that's the reality. We're at 100, and Bitcoin, just so you know, and I'm not going to go through and prove this, just trust me when I tell you, this is my third bull cycle, I know this. Bitcoin doesn't like to stop right at the 1618. It likes to wick through it a little bit. So what's right through 138K? We're going to say 140K. So let's say Bitcoin is worth $140,000. Okay, instead of 106K, what would the price be if Bitcoin was worth $140,000? Oh, that's a lot. That's more zeros than we needed. That would give us a price of 26 cents. 26 cents if Bitcoin's at $140,000, which I don't think we stop at. I think Bitcoin will be at a higher price by the time OnyxCoin tops off. But 26 cents, which happens to line up right here at the base of this 1886 area. If Bitcoin is higher, let's say it tops off at 180, but OnyxCoin tops off when Bitcoin's at 160. If it's at 160, that's 30 cents. If it's at 180, maybe they top off at the same time and Bitcoin does go to 180,000, a long way to target, we're at 33 cents. Very, very close. All these ranges of numbers that we're going through are very, very, very close to this range that we've long expected this whole time, which implies that OnyxCoin from its current price now will only grow either 14 to 18x in price in about a month and a half, if not less. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Definitely don't ask if it's a good price to buy here. I hope that you can just answer that yourself. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I believe very strongly in everything that I've said, and I think that we broke it down rather well. Maybe I got distracted here or there, but I feel like it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I'm super convicted, man, and I just have a lot of belief that we're going to see some immaculate growth. OnyxCoin is going to do exactly what it did before. It's going to. It's going to be phenomenal. It'll be fantastic. And maybe I shouldn't say exactly. This took 2 weeks. This is going to take 6 weeks, I think. It's going to be a little bit of a different format, but very similar. I think that there's no case scenario that I can see where XCN to BTC stops anywhere else other than at least here whenever it moves up. We got the bull flag breaking out. We got all this. We input all the math. We calculate it. It all makes sense then that the USD pair would go not just to 20 cents. That was the minimum peso. If XCN to BTC goes here and Bitcoin's at its current price, XCN's only at 20 cents. We're going to go higher. We're going to go a lot higher. Okay. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Don't panic. Don't FOMO. It's a great price to buy. We're at the lower ends of this range. I'm thinking about buying more. I probably will. I'll let you guys know if I do actually on X.com. But I mean, I might. I don't know, man. At this rate, I like T-Bull. I like T-Bull a lot, and I want to keep my money invested in there. But at this rate, T-Bull's, it's basically where I bought it originally right now, and OnyxCoin is down 12% from where I sold it for T-Bull. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Might be something that I do. And no offense to the T-Bull people. I still think T-Bull's going to do well. But the thing is, too, not financial advice, not a financial advisor with T-Bull. I think it is going to do well. But like up to here, that's a 4x, right? Going up to new all-time highs, maybe you see a 10x, maybe you see a 15x, a 20x, whatever. Maybe you do. And I wouldn't be surprised if you did. Maybe you do. OnyxCoin is for sure, at least in my opinion, from its current price, for sure is going to give you a 15x or more. Yeah? That's what's happening. Take it easy. Bye-bye.